Uh-oh. Whoopsie. Looks like IGN's at it again, destroying their credibility as a journalistic review company. Whoopsie. That's right, today's video is for the gamers. Welcome back to Kaiju Club. From expensive AAA published titles to boundary-pushing indies, there's a lot of bang for your buck nowadays. And if you're a gamer like me, then you probably know the value of $60, now $70, can have in your life. Or maybe you just like to throw money into a pit for goofy skins, Fortnite dances, and kind of make your free time feel like work. But that's for another day. So how do you know what to and not spend your hard-earned bucks on? Because with so much content out there, not all of it can be worth it, right? And even if it is, what is the most worth it if you're gaming on a budget? Well, that's where reviews have managed to carve out a little home by telling you all about a game and whether or not it's worth buying. And while all review sites are tools, not all tools are built the same. No. Some of them are
7GN?
For those of you that somehow don't know, or were lucky enough to forget that IGN even existed, IGN is an internet mass of pop culture media that somehow managed to parasite itself to the games and consumer industry as a necessity in this modern internet age. And a couple months ago, they released this video that kind of went under the radar. Ignore the view count now. There's a reason. Essentially, this video is just 4 minutes and 31 seconds of word salad telling you how the magic trick works. So I'm just gonna give you the spark notes and show important bits when they come up. I'll link the video below too if you want to see the whole thing for yourself, just in case you don't believe me for some reason. Wow, I thought we were better friends than that, but okay, go off. So the video is mostly a fluff piece at the start, which pretty much boils down to too many things, too little time, which is fine for the most part. It even makes sense. I mean, things come out so fast now, and you know, it's not like it's their job or anything, right? But after a little bit of word garbage, it finally gets to the scores part where they talk about how they pick and choose what games to give 7s to using tools like Twitter trending, trailer views on YouTube, some weird tangent about how AAA works behind the scenes, and if it looks like they're going to even release the game.
Publishers have to be feeling pretty confident about them being reasonably well received for them to make it to the point of being released at all. Maybe the publisher has even hired some freelance writers to do mock reviews under non-disclosure agreements to see how it might score on release. And many of them came back with 5s or lower. Most of the time, a publisher is going to cancel that game and pivot to a more promising project. When that happens, it never sees the light of day, much less gets reviewed. And games are canceled like this all the time, before we even know they exist.
Using all of this info, they decide if a game's good enough to review, and if it is, then they review it. But something about that statement feels weird, right? If a game is good enough to review, then they review it? Wouldn't the fact that the game got reviewed at all means it's probably good enough to play with all the information they just gave us? The short answer, yes. Why they just self-report like this is absolutely crazy to me. I'm blown away. They even say they'd rather just tell us about good games over bad ones.
If we have to choose, we'd much rather be telling you about something that you should experience rather than something we think you shouldn't.
Which sounds like they just don't want to waste their time playing bad shit, am I right? Which is also wild, because I would rather know which games are bad, you know, to not spend my money on? I mean, using this logic, it makes you wonder why they even look at the occasional bad game. Spoiler, it's to try and keep that integrity that I mentioned that they like to undermine every so often. If I had to guess who gets stuck with games like Postal, it's probably just someone that was late to work one too many times. They're like, haha, bad game time, haha. But, you know, anyways. On top of that, it sounds like what they consider bad is anything that they don't review, right?
Importantly, this doesn't necessarily mean that if we don't review something, we didn't think anybody cared or assumed that it isn't good. Oftentimes, it's just an issue of timing, where we have too many irons in the fire due to a busy time of year, and by the time we'd be able to circle back and review it, the question of whether it was good or not would have been long since settled.
Well, it's nice that they cleared that up. I sure hope this is for real and no one goes mask off on a now deleted TikTok podcast saying something like,
If you've never heard of the game, we probably wouldn't review it, and it probably isn't that good anyway.
wow. Welcome to the meat of the video, gang. You see, IGN just can't seem to help themselves. Talk about flying too close to the sun here, am I right? This is a now deleted, probably for the best, clip from their very fake and very scripted TikTok podcast, where they essentially went mask off on how they handle their game reviews. Again, but much shorter and much shittier. And me being the hero that I strive to be, I went and found it, and I thought we could watch it together. So, let's go ahead and get the cans on and check this out, shall we? So I have seen this already, and I thought, maybe I'll just let you watch it for what it's worth. Maybe this is something that's too big for me to interrupt. So I want you guys to just soak it in and see it for yourselves. Let me just get everything set up here.
Why does IGN give so many 7s?
Okay, let's talk about this. It boils down to the things we choose to review. Let me ask you this. How many games do you think were released in 2022?
I don't know, like 200 or 300?
Not even close. There were over 10,000 games that came out on Steam in 2022.
Dude, I don't even think I could name that many games, period.
Exactly. There's no way that IGN can review all those games. So we try to focus our attention on the games that people actually care about. And we figure this out by a lot of different factors, like how many views the trailer got, if we think it looks cool, if it's trending on Google, if it has a lot of players on Steam. I could go on.
But then why are the scores always a 7 or above?
So if people are actually interested in the game and it looks good, most of the time it ends up being good, which is our definition of a 7. 7 means good. Of course, there are exceptions, Gotham Knights, but think about it this way. If you've never heard of the game, we probably wouldn't review it, and it probably isn't that good anyway.
That's a really good explanation. I give that explanation a 7.
No!
Why does IGN give...
All right, so for those that don't realize what we've just watched, essentially they regurgitate everything that I've already pointed out in that other video that I've talked about, but they do it much quicker, and they decide to be super fucking snarky the whole time. Like most TikTok short form media goes, you gotta be snarky and fun and fast, but this just comes off as a little gross once you realize what exactly they're saying here. Yes, there are a lot of games that come out. Maybe hire people to cover it. I don't know. You're a company. The sound effects making light of all of this is crazy. More than likely, if this guy didn't write that line, whoever did got fired, which, you know, I gotta say, got a lot of respect for just saying it, but for this to actually be said out loud and just like, yeah, this is fine, is crazy. They clearly show that they don't fucking care. I think that's the point of all of this. They clearly show that they don't fucking care. They don't care that you know, because they know they're still gonna get paid. Where they get paid from? I don't know, it's all assumptions, but let me know what you think down below. What would make these fellas so bold to put this out there? You tell me. If we didn't review it, then it was probably a bad game. Okay, shitheads. I don't get it. If you only review games that look good or has attention and then hit it with the mindset of, well, then it's probably good, then why review the thing at all? And then to just say flat out, oh, you're like, because we didn't hear about it, it must be bad. You know, it's not like there's indie devs that are out there just doing their fucking best to make something really great and boundary pushing, whereas AAA's gotten super complacent with the 10th remake this year. Yeah, no, fuck the indie guys, though. Fuck them, right? All right, calm down, calm down. Look, if there's anything clear here, it's that there's a lot of things out there to experience when it comes to media. Clearly, too much for a major company that built itself on and as a cornerstone of reviews to handle and flat out even care about. But none of that matters, because reviews are subjective anyways. Everyone has their own preferences, their tastes, their own opinions. The only good thing out of most reviews is the bullet points of the good and the bad. And even that's pretty subjective too, for obvious reasons. Scores are bullshit numbers. They get thrown out with little to no context on a scale, and you don't even know who's giving them out. Let's say you're looking at a new boomer shooter to hit the gritty on some noobs that just got out of daycare, but you find out that they made the sim guy review it. He's probably gonna hate it, which is fine if we know that he likes video game versions of real life jobs. But that's never clear when it comes to these faceless corps. I mean it genuinely. When you think of IGN, Polygon, Kotaku, does anyone come to mind specifically? They clearly have public-facing people, but who are they? Why should I care? And don't get me wrong, the irony's not lost on me, because the same can be said about me wanting to be a content creator. I get that, and you're allowed to think that, but at least my dog shit opinions are my own. Can they say the same? I don't need to okay anything with Big Daddy Sony, with Big Papa Microsoft. I can just say it, and I will, because I'm fucking stupid. The moral of the story here, check out trailers, find gameplay, be the master of your own destiny. And if you really need reviews to decide how you spend your free time, find public people that have similar preferences and tastes to you. If they like something, then it's a good bet that you'll like it too. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know if I'm being too harsh here. I just really dislike IGN and big review companies in general. So I might be a little biased, I might be a little harsh. I'm willing to admit that, but what do you think? Feel free to let me know in the comments below, or hit me up on Twitter or in the Discord server. We have subreddit now. That's something that we're trying to do. M'ladies, m'fellas. Fuck, man, I don't know. All links can be found in the description. I'm also hoping to get content out faster and more regularly, so hit the bell if that's something that you're interested in. Is that even something that's still on here? Leaving a like might help. Wink, wink. Ah? at. As always, believe in the me that believes in you. TotK bless. See you in the next one. Bye.
Thousand games.